You want to speak to us down? Don't give us nothing.
That's Madam C.J. Walker. This movie is set in the era where there had been bad racial inequality for Black Americans. Netflix black factual true life drama about a black businesswoman named Madam C.J. Walker. She started her own hair empire, and she was the person behind the invention of the curling top. It's a controversial mini-series made by Netflix, directed by a black female director. The production had caused bad controversy, as it deals with some badly controversial subjects. Also, the subject of racism and the bad degree of racial degradation for black people, as it's a factual account of how black Americans had been treated after the slave trade. There was no such thing as racial equality in those badly segregated times, but yet one black woman stood out above the rest, business-minded. She started her own business empire to cater for black women in the hair department. She started off with hair oils and then invented the curling tongue. Madam C.J. Walker had an arch rival, a woman as Anne Malone, who also was into the black hair care business. This movie is about black women and hair oil and hair care products invented especially for black women. Mary C.J. Walker, featured there, revolutionized the black hair product industry. She was the first black self-made millionairess, and also the woman directly behind the curling iron, which we know today as the curling tongue. This heated drama identifies with the subject of race, bad racial degradation for black women, and the rise of the first black female millionaire in the United States. Mary C.J. Walker, featured, had an arch rival.
Sarah, I hear you. Open up. Just a minute. It's nothing. Well, surprise.
That's Madam C.J. Walker's arch rival.
Is out testing that not be my attention.
The black businesswoman known as Anne Malone.
Factories close. Old things go broke and they just.
This is the light-skinned black woman who's having a bad intimate affair with Madam C.J. Walker's husband. She's walked in on a bad scene. He slept the night with his mistress. No, the bad direct attitudes directly imposed by black men is portrayed in the Netflix drama. Madam C.J. Walker, her husband, featured in this scene, has a bad abusive tone towards his wife. Most black men do not question their behaviour or their direct attitude, and can have real bad misogynistic attitudes towards black women in general. In this Netflix factual drama, Madam C.J. Walker's husband is having an intimate affair with a light-skinned mixed-race black woman. That is a bad problem which is evident among men from my own racial background, as most of them have a distinct preference for white women. If not, it's the next thing to white. If they don't date white women predominantly or solidly, they will date a light-skinned black woman, one who is European Caucasian woman, European Caucasian looking, and is of mixed-blooded. or mixed race, as opposed to black. Bad misogynistic attitudes are evident within black males. This Netflix drama captures the factual account of black men's bad derogatory attitude towards black women. That's what caused the bad controversy.
And Madam C.J. Walker, she's considered one of the first self-made black women entrepreneurs.
That's Madam C.J. Walker at the wheel. She drove her own expensive cars, plural, started her own hair care company, employed thousands of women, built her own mansion.
Madam C.J. Walker had a daughter. This black woman in the photo, a blood daughter. Bad controversy about her daughter's illicit lifestyle. Daughter had been a woman who enjoyed the nightlife in Harlem. No, Harlem had a lot of nightclubs in the 1930s. Harlem had always been a black area and been the heart of the black community. Madam C.J. Walker's daughter was not only gay, but led a bad, illicit lifestyle of going to the Harlem nightclubs, known as the Renaissance, where they had live jazz bands and danced the night into the late hours. That was badly controversial, even by today's standards would be deemed unacceptable, as gayness is not accepted in the black community. There's been some dispute about Mary C.J. Walker's daughter's sexuality. Some claimed it was made up for the Netflix drama. I think it's a factual account and a factual depiction of her daughter's bad gay lifestyle.
Hello, it's Cardiac Champagne here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be focusing on black self-made millionairess known as Madam C.J. Walker. Netflix done a documentary miniseries, a movie about her life, and as a part of Black History Month, I wanted to bring it to your attention. So here's the reel.
I don't take orders no more. Lincoln freed me 40 years back.
The Netflix drama portrays a factual black activist and spokesman known as Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington objected to black women being empowered. He believed that the black male should dominate, have empowerment, be subservient to the black male. That is a bad, condescending, direct, inbred racist view, which was upheld by this established black activist. Because Booker T. Washington had been light-skinned, much lighter than the black actor on screen, he had been given what's known as white privilege, so he could talk directly and delegate with white people, like in this film. Booker T. Washington is a factual historical figure. He had met Madam C.J. Walker and objected to her business ventures, as black women should be subservient, because he was a black activist. If I had known about his bad, direct, inbred racist view and bad misogynistic attitude towards black women, I would have not have bought his self-entitled book. To Booker T. Washington, only black men should be empowered, not women from his own racial background. Not only is that badly sexist, it would be viewed directly as an inbred racist view. He believed that black women should be subservient to the black man and that only black males was entitled to empowerment and to dominate black women. That is a bad, misogynistic, inbred, racist, direct view. I would not give any praise or homage to Booker T. Washington because he was badly sexist and misogynistic towards black women. Proof that he was stupid, as he's black himself, and if it wasn't for a black woman, he wouldn't be alive when it had been a black woman who had given birth to him and carried him for 9 months in the womb. Behind every black man stands a strong black woman. The black male race would not be in existence if it hadn't been for black women. This scene exposes black men's bad, direct, insolent attitude towards black women. That's the definition of the word misogynistic. It's a strong resentment or hatred. Lots of black men that towards women of their own racial background, and it is portrayed in this intense Netflix drama. That's what caused the bad controversy when it had been aired on Netflix. Has lots of black males objected to their portrayal in the movie. The woman on the screen is Madam C.J. Walker's business rival. She's known as an arch rival, another black woman in the hair care industry who has invented her own super hair oil and is claiming the same superb standard of product. There's a bad controversy about this. Some people claim that the woman featured, known as Anne Malone, is the one who invented the curling tongue, not Madam C.J. Walker. Others said that she ripped off Madam C.J. Walker's business ideas and tried to ruin her business, as she was envious and badly jealous of another black businesswoman. This is the black female director behind the Netflix movie entitled Madam C.J. Walker. You can see by the photo that she's light-skinned. No, Annie Malone was black. This is a real, factual, vintage photograph of the real woman named Annie Malone in the Netflix drama. But black female director decided to twist and embroider the truth and reinvent her as a light-skinned black woman, someone of mixed heritage. She had been directly responsible for the direct change in skin tone for Madam C.J. Walker's arch rival. She is an established director in Hollywood and has directed other movies. She's the director behind Harriet Tubman's slavery movie. This is taken from a movie directed by the black director behind Madam C.J. Walker. It's the Whitney Houston movie entitled I Want to Dance with Somebody. It has an all-star cast. It has
Whitney, my daddy's princess.
Like she ain't black enough, she ain't white enough. Well, how about she's not obedient enough?
You're my prince.
So I'm just gonna be me.
I want to dance with somebody.
Let's have a look at Madam C.J. Walker's arch business rival.
By the early 1900s, Annie Turnbow Malone was transforming the hair care industry for African and developed her own line of non-damaging hair straighteners and oils, naming her first product Wonderful Hair Grower. She took to the streets, selling her product door to door and giving free treatments to attract customers. Her business exploded, and in 1902, innovative techniques paved the way for future black hair care moguls, including Madam C.J. Walker.
Portrayed as a bad, vindictive black businesswoman who would do anything badly ruthless in order to bring down Madam C.J. Walker's empire. This is a scene extract from the Netflix drama. Anne Malone is portrayed as a deviant black businesswoman who wants Madam Walker out of business. So she seduces her son-in-law and begs him. And as a direct result, he burns down Madam C.J. Walker's property. This is all speculation, but is presented as fact and acts as evidence in the Netflix drama, but had been badly disputed by historians. It's down to you. You decide. The reason why it had been badly controversial, the real woman, the factual person, Anne Malone, was dark-skinned. But the Netflix director changed her into a light-skinned black woman, as the director is light-skinned and of mixed race
background. Cardiac champagne has a dark Nubian skin tone and understands the bad detrimental direct effects that colorism has. Wouldn't use that definition. I would use the word direct inbred form of racism definition to define people loathing another black person because they have a darker shade of skin. Darkism. I am willing to accept and embrace that, because that's what it defines as being people having an objection to somebody on the grounds of race because they are darker skinned in tone. In fact that the black female director changed the historical fact that Anne Malone had my skin tone and my complexion. She was a black woman with dark Nubian skin. And because the director herself, the black female director, had a lighter skin tone, was of mixed race, mixed heritage, she decided to alter the factual character of Anne Malone into an invention of her own self. I think that is bad, and she should not have done that. There are lots of black people who dispute Madam C.J. Walker's claim to be the first black inventor of the curling tongue and object to her holding that title. This black diva disputes Madam C.J. Walker's claims. There are lots of black YouTubers who dispute that. It's a bad controversial subject. Who ripped off who? Was it Anne Malone that ripped off Madam C.J. Walker's ideas? Or was it the other way around? You decide. Either way, it's a damn good controversial subject. You can view it on Netflix or watch Scene Selection on YouTube. This different black diva is also objecting to Madam C.J. Walker and saying it's false claims to say that she
read that biography or read so many other things about
first black inventor of hair care products.
Let's just make some stuff up.
She supports her business rival, the woman known as Anne Malone.
This film, black producers, black directors.
She objects to the Netflix direct view and portrayal
missed opportunity. And just
of Madam C.J. Walker.
Her as Madam Walker or Sarah, because those are her names. C.J. Walker was her husband, so we don't need to call her that. All right, so filmmakers say they have to make up things in biopics is because they need conflict. They need
She's
something
claiming
that's draw the viewer in.
The Netflix director had badly embroidered the truth, and the Netflix documentary is a twisted, distorted
so much real conflict in her life
presentation.
Twisted, distorted. Silly fake conflict. So let's go through
of factual accounts. The skin tone of a business rival had been badly altered.
Her likeness is kind of patterned off of Annie Malone, Addie
Malone, the woman featured in the photo, was in fact a dark-skinned black woman. The Netflix black female director made it into a light-skinned mixed-race black woman. That did not go down well with the black public in the United States.
You like to hear next. Did you know about Annie Turnbow Malone, the first black woman millionaire in America? 1902, she founded Poro, a beauty empire that revolutionized hair care for African American women. Her innovative marketing strategies included beauty schools and the use of door-to-door sales. Malone empowered thousands of women, creating jobs and fostering independence. Untold Black history story would you like to hear next?
That's Madam C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker, well, did you know that Madam C.J. Walker was one of Annie Malone's employees?
That's definitely the truth. That's fact-based. No, all black women divas care about their hair. I've been fixated with using the curling tongue, and that's where Madam C.J. Walker comes into force. As I said, there was a bad controversy. Some people dispute that Madam C.J. Walker was the inventor of the curling iron, as it was known. Some people claim it was an arch rival, the black businesswoman known as Anne Malone, who actually invented the curling, because Madam C.J. Walker was one of Anne Malone's students. The idea to branch off and start her own business and entrepreneur. Both of them did Avon-style recruitment, where you knock on people's doors like the Avon lady. But I'll let you decide. It is badly controversial because strong evidence to support that Madam C.J. Walker, not only the first black inventor of the curling iron, black businesswoman, there's also strong objection from arch rival, a strong objection from people who admire arch rival Anne Malone, because in the state where Anne Malone was born, they even have universities named after her, and college undergraduates who will defend her and saying that the curling tongue should not be associated with Madam C.J. Walker, it should be associated with Anne Malone, and that Netflix had badly damaged Anne Malone's character by portraying her as a malevolent, vindictive businesswoman. We don't know what really took place. It's down to you to decide. I think both black business women, entrepreneurs, should get credited in the Hall of Fame, because black businesses have been unheard of. This is the first generation after slavery. Gender, both women need to be recognised. This light-skinned black female director is the woman behind Mary C.J. Walker's Netflix controversial drama, the Harriet Tubman slavery movie. She also directed Samuel Jackson in this romantic dark tale entitled Eve's Banyu, which stars as an all-black cast. I want you to look at some of the other movies that the black female director had directed. Samuel Jackson has starred in a lot of her films. This one's an intense love triangle. It's an intense romantic drama about deceit and betrayal. The black actor known as Samuel Jackson has starred in a lot of directed movies. DVD cover is taken from dark psychological thriller entitled The Caveman's Valentine. Here's a trailer for the film. Samuel Jackson is a black, classically trained pianist, like a black Chopin. His hair's in a bad condition, has his hair's in dreadlocks. It goes through a time vortex where he gets switched back into time and sees an actual real-life violent murder take place. He's switched back into his body, into modern time, and it's down to him to solve the bad murder in order to resolve the past. It's a bad psychological thriller with intense scenes, verging on a horror. I've not seen the film, but YouTube has seen selection. It definitely seems worth watching, but bear in mind it is a horror. It has a distinct horror feel to the movie, which makes you feel deeply unsettled to watch. It's evident in these scenes. Also known as an established actress and starred in the horror or movie adaptation known as The Candyman. Here's the black female director in the Candyman movie. That's her on the right. She starred in the horror movie novel adaptation. Here's another movie screenshot from the horror movie entitled The Candyman. Before turning her hand at directing, she starred as an actress in major Hollywood films, in major Hollywood movies. She also directed this movie entitled The Black Nativity, which stars an all-star cast, including Angela Bassett, the black diva known as Mary J. Blige also stars in the movie entitled The Black Nativity. I didn't know she could act, but you decide. What do you think of her acting ability? Don't go. Next episode is a movie extravaganza with back established actors, man behind Darth Vader, Earl Jones, and also the established undercredited black actor who starred in the Rocky movies, who played Apollo, named Carl Weathers. Definitely tune in to the next episode of Cardiac Champagne. This one's going to be a blockbuster. And before we leave, I want you to feast your eyes on this. And thank you for watching my network. I'll leave you with Whitney Houston's distinct single, I Wanna Dance With Somebody. Definitely watch the movie, directed by the black female director. Next year on my YouTube channel, I'll be reviewing the movie and giving my expert opinion on the film. Also, the movie about the black diva known as Aretha Franklin. So stay tuned to Cardiac Champagne YouTube network. See you in the next episode.